Are we on? Are we on? I think so. Hey everyone, my name is Luis Munoz, and I am a modern guitar tech on the interwebs. Today we are going to do a full setup on this Gibson Les Paul Studio. I also thought it would be helpful if I did a guide to go along with the video. So I called it this. Let me see if it'll zoom in. Because why the fuck not? Maybe I take that back. So anyways, cool. Let's get started. Alright guys, before we start, you want to tune the guitar in whatever tuning you're going to do the setup in. Just reason being is you want the truss rod to have that tension. So this is going to be in standard. That's it. Cool. Okay. So first step on the guide is sighting the neck. So what that means is I'm actually going to grab the neck. Can I zoom out? And then I'm going to view it from the nut down. And I'm going to use the string as a guide because it's straight. And then I'm going to compare the curve of the neck to that. So it might be like this, or it might be backbowed, which is the opposite of this. So let me see if I can get it on the camera. I don't know if you can see, but so the string is straight, and then the truss rod, it's actually doing this. So it's got a little bit too much relief, or an up bow. The other thing that you'll see techs sometimes do is they fret the first fret, and then they fret where the fret where the neck meets the body, and then they'll do some weird shit like this. They're actually measuring. This will give me a good idea of how much space I actually have. So you want this number to be at 10,000ths of an inch, and that's what we use the feeler gauge for. So we fret, or we capo, the first fret, literally on top of the fret itself. And then I'm going to get my feeler gauge. I'm going to get my 10,000ths of, let me see, here we go. Now mind you, these measurements are, these specs are factory recommended. I like a very straight neck, so I have very little relief when I set up my guitars. But regardless, this is a good number to start off at. You can experiment. And yeah, so how this works is you fret now exactly the same way. The fret where the neck meets the body. And then now we're going to find the center point of that and measure here. So in this case, it's the 8th fret. So this is where I'm going to insert my feeler gauge. Now the other thing as well is you want to do this in a playing position, because the way it is right now set up on the bench, gravity is actually playing a role in it. So it's putting a little more pressure on it. So that's why we do it in a playing position. So like so. I know you guys can't see, but then I get my feeler gauge, and then I insert it right on top of the fret. And you insert it, and as you can see, I still have a little bit of play. So this truss rod should be adjusted. Now I'm going to go to my truss rod, and I'm going to adjust. As far as the truss rod goes, always remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And we're looking at it from this angle. Alright, it's in. Let's measure again. And be patient with all this stuff. Do not rush this. Don't do this right before a show or at a show unless you're an expert. Like myself. And do it again. It's still a little too loose. Yeah, this one was really fucked. So fucking perfect. There we go. So now we're done. And then we move on. Alright, now to measure the action. I like measuring my action at the 12th fret. I know Gibson and Fender, they do it at the 17th fret, I believe. And they use 3/32 as opposed to 64 thousandths of an inch. But I like doing it on the 12th fret just because, especially like a lot of the vintage stuff, the higher frets are usually worn out or they need a fret rest, and it just kind of removes it for me from that. So I just like doing it here. And this is what it looks like. So that's how much you want to see. Just right above it. And again, this should be measured in playing position. See if I can remove that. And such and gone. That's it. And then you adjust accordingly on the Gibson using the thumb wheels. So if I wanted this to go up, I'd go left. If I wanted this to go down, I'd righty-tighty. Such and such. So on Strats and stuff like that, each saddle you can individually adjust. So, which is kind of cool.